Ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome back. It has been a while before we do some analysis on the channel. Where this is where we inform you and we give you real analysis from a natural thinking point of view, where we do not filter anything. Right? We tell you as it is. We give you facts, and of course these are our opinions. And we also believe that our analysis are not the best out there in the world, and that you also have, as our viewers, have the best points of view or opinions also, and that whenever you put your views to us and you send us your opinions, we take them and analyze them and use them to feed on this channel. So the World Cup has begun, ladies and gentlemen. One of the biggest sporting events in the world. Of course, as we all know, and those who play sports, actually those who play football, will know that it happens every 4 years, right? The last time it was in Qatar, and this year it is in Mexico, the United States of America, and Canada. They are co-hosting this big this sporting event. A lot of controversies have been associated with this World Cup, and to be honest, it has always been the case in most other World Cups, right? Normally it could be on the issues of human rights and all these kind of things, and people would discuss them, okay, until when the ball is kicked, okay, then people will tend to then focus more on the sport. So they are always there. But there's something that came up that I've never seen before in other previous World Cups. I've seen issues with human rights before, but this one that involved a referee, an official FIFA referee, which is the organizing body that organizes the World Cup, being denied a visa to go and officiate the matches that are played across the three countries is what was so unfortunate, right? And in this case, it was not from Mexico, it was not from Canada, but from the United States of America. So I'm coming, and maybe most of you have seen this already, but I just thought that let me add my views on this and what I think. The referee from Somalia, Omar Abdulkadir Artan, was denied a visa. Not a visa, actually, entry, sorry, to make it, to put it rightly again, entry into the United States, right? He was given all his visas. He applied like all the other referees, like all the other sporting personalities that are going to the United States and Canada and Mexico to go and participate in the big event. So he went all the way to the US, in this case in Miami, and he was there, but he was not allowed to enter the country. Why? Because, and I'll tell you here, because he was given visa, by the way. His visa was given to him, okay, to go all the way, and you don't give somebody the opportunity to enter, but you gave them visa in the first place. Which is the biggest question: why was this person given a visa if he's not going to be allowed to enter the country, right? So he had to come back. He was transiting through Turkey. He came back to Turkey and then went back to Somalia, where he was given a heroic welcome, and rightly so. So why do I come on this? It's not the first time for somebody to be denied entry. But normally it's not even entry, and this entry is normally through the visa. Your visa is denied, then you don't go to the country. But in this case, he was given a visa. So do we have things that are contradictory here? What is happening here? And these are the things that we read through the lines as an African and as people of the world who are concerned about this beautiful game called football, come up and try to read between the lines what could be the issue, right? The first thing we see here, because the reason that was given by the United States, now in the beginning we just were hearing rumors that is all about him being involved in some betting scenarios before, and this was not allowed by law and all these kind of things, but that was not the truth. The truth was finally communicated by the United States, the department that deals with this by migration, is that he is perceived to be linked to a terrorist organization. This was the reason given. Well, if this was the case, this would have been known already before he applied for his visa, so that you do not allow him to travel all the way from his country, prepare for the game. Actually, was ready to go and officiate. Probably was given as a sign a match to officiate in the World Cup. Why was he then taken through all this? One, I think it was because they wanted to create a shame, not only for him as a young referee, okay, but also for the continent of Africa. Remember, Omar is the best officiating referee, okay, in Africa. He was, why? Because last year in 2025 he was awarded the best referee in Africa at the AFCON that was concluded in Morocco. So if he was associated with any terrorist organization, would the Moroccans not fear for their lives or for the life of their people? Why would they allow him to go to Morocco? Yes, I understand FIFA said that these visa issues alternate from country to country and that they have no power to control this. Rightly so, okay? Because FIFA is not a political body in terms of having a geographical body where it is, we say that this is the country of FIFA. No, it is everywhere in the world. All the people in the world are seated. It's like the UN basically, right? What FIFA and what football is doing is that football, like the UN also, is doing a lot of great things in the world. Football is preventing actually what we call now terrorism, okay? A lot of kids, a lot of children would have gone to armed groups in places like Somalia. Do you know how big football is? In places like South Sudan, in places where there are wars, okay, fighting, Venezuela and all these areas, okay? These places, there are young people who would have gone into joined armed groups that are prevented by football, okay? They leave those, I would call bad thinkings, yeah? Because they see talent, they see something that can create them up, or even if they just watch the soccer, okay, on the television and go and play with their mates on the street. They just see Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi, all these other greats of football, Didier Drogba of before in Africa, Samuel Eto'o, right? Kids will change their mentality. They go into the game and they will love it. In this case, they are prevented from going into drugs. They are prevented from going to join rebel groups. Okay, and also this so-called terrorist organization, they do not join. Why? Because of football. So Omar Attar here, the why coming up, as maybe on his background, you don't know his background much, have worked so hard to put himself into the limelight, okay, has become a beacon of hope for many children in Africa, not just in Somalia, right? To become the best referee in Africa. And he comes from Somalia, a place where we know since 1991. When Siad Barre was hosted into power, from power, has been there politically in turmoil. Country has been at war, right? And we know Somali and maybe only with South Sudan in Africa, South Sudan and Congolese, are contributing to the refugee crisis in the world. Okay, most people are going everywhere. It's because of this war, right? Now there's a young man who have worked so hard, have prevented himself from joining, maybe from being into any of these bad groups, from Al-Shabaab, all these kind of things, right? And is now on the football field, refereeing across Africa, in Somalia, everywhere. You only deny him to, this is one of the biggest sporting events for a referee, to go and shine and show his skills, to be seen at the global stage. You deny him that opportunity. For me, I see this as an issue for Africa, not necessarily for this young man, Omar Attar. And rightly so, most Africans, except the young generations, are mad with this decision. And I've seen this as a form of looking down upon these Africans. Because imagine, would it be an African refereeing on the global stage? Could it be what is being prevented? In the pretense that there is an issue with him, that he has joined a terrorist organization, which is not named. Which terrorist organizations is he a part of? Tell us, is it with Al-Qaeda? Is it Al-Shabaab? Is it Boko Haram? Which one? So that we could know that next time it does not even referee in Africa, right? So this, I think, for me, is politically generated, creating a shame mostly for Africans, looking down upon Africans. This is the first thing. And number two, so that an African do not officiate on the global stage. All right? Number two, it is a stereotype generation. Just because Somalis people have had wars and conflict in their country, and now and associated with Al-Shabaab youth who maybe through this content in their country have created a group that that is causing mayhem in that country, does not mean that we will stereotype Somali people. That everyone from Somalia now is now associated with a terrorist organization, is a terrorist. Because basically this is what is being said. Because it said that his country where he come from. Okay? It means that all the South Sudanese also are assumed to be rebels or to be people who just want to fight. It means that the Venezuelans are the same. We could assume that of the Iraqis, the Afghans. But who are causing wars in these countries, guys? Let us say it. Who are causing wars? These are questions I leave for you to answer. This country is manufacturing guns. I'll leave Iran out of this because Iran has other capabilities. But Somalia and South Sudan and other places that we know are deeply in the developing world, where they have no even factories to produce food for food items, let alone guns, heavy guns. Where do they get these guns from? Where do they get this gun from? And at the end of the whole, these people are stereotyped. We create a general stereotype of South Sudanese and Somalis and this kind of people. So the Congolese people, people from the DRC, that these are terrorists, these are people who just like how to fight. We cannot allow them to go to this area because of A, B, C, D, E. And this is completely unfair. There are people who sell the guns in these countries, okay, who manufacture these guns, are the same people who are trying to cause all these issues and creating the stereotypes. That now it becomes so hard for a Somalian person, for somebody to escape war, to go for safety in another nation, okay? Or even to be a professional in any other field, whether you are working with the UN, whether you are working another job somewhere else, okay? You have to work with with low self-esteem, with low confidence, because you are already categorized as either a terrorist, as either refugee, as either somebody who is coming to run to get jobs from our country, as either somebody who is coming to do any other bad thing that is associated with humanity, which is so unfortunate. And it is not good for our world to continue to think this way. This is why I bring this to our attention. I'm trying to say, basically, that Omar Artan is an official in AFCON. He is officiating all the FIFA games, the qualifying games and everything. He's one of the best. And when he left for the US, had he, okay, a gun on him or any other weapon that was going to cause mayhem, and yes, let's face it, you cannot allow people, of course, who are likely to cause danger to your citizens. You cannot allow that, right? That is it. Any country in the world will not allow that, including South Sudan. I would not allow that if I was a president. But when he was granted visa, why was he granted visa? And you knew with the country we came from already. And when he was entering, and after being searched, if you did not find any weapon on him, a knife, a gun, or whatever, and then you could have said, okay, we found on the position of this guy that he has weapons that were going to be causing danger to our people, and this is why we stopped him. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think this is purely political, and CAF should ensure that all the African referees and African players who participate in these global sporting events are highly protected, because their dignity need to be preserved. Because now, from what I see, it is a shame to the continent that Africans are still being looked down upon as people who do not know rules, as people who are some sort of backward. Because this is how I see it. It is an insult. Well, to conclude, I thank the Europeans, and in this case, the UEFA, for taking a very, very good decision days after this young man was humiliated, and Africa as a continent was humiliated. Now, the UEFA leadership has granted this young man an opportunity to go and officiate in the UEFA Super Cup between Paris Saint-Germain, PSG, and Aston Villa. This is so great, and that's why, with all due respect, I respect Europe. I'm part of Europe. And the Europeans think sometimes in a really good and calculated way. And this is wonderful. Kudos to you, UEFA. Wonderful. You have just revived this young man's career. You know how much of anger and sadness will have cost him? He has worked so hard to go and referee and show his skills in the global stage. And then all of a sudden it's gone. But now you have given him an opportunity to smile again and know that he can continue with his career. To be fair to him, also when he was denied the visa, he never said anything bad. He went back and said, I will not stop with my dream of being a referee, to continue on this path. He wished all his colleagues who are going to referee in the World Cup all the best, to do their level best, as they always do, right? To ensure that they officiate fairly and ensure that they deliver the joy to all these millions of people, or billions of people who will be watching this World Cup. Now Omar will be watched, viewed by millions also globally, and billions actually globally, because UEFA is such a big stage as well, right? It's very big. The Super Cup is a big, big, big event, and it will be watched by everybody as he showcases skills. And I want you, Omar, to take this one, grab it, officiate that match to the best of your ability. To the best of your ability, so that everybody, including you, is vindicated that you are the best in this game and that you are not a terrorist. You are not also associated to any terrorist organization, because that match will be played in Europe, not in Africa. Right? This is where I'm going to conclude. It is a sad event. I do not like that. All right? There are other issues about the prices and everything else about the World Cup. I will not say anything on this, because for me, any country has the right. The FIFA and the countries can price the way they want. It's about the demand and supply. If they receive less funds to go and watch the game, it's up to them. In the end at the end of the day, if economically they get less money, that one does not concern me. People will watch it online anyway, okay, on their televisions. So if you do not afford it, you don't go. You still enjoy it. If you can afford it, because it's always good to be there live, to see your team live. For countries whose teams have gone to the World Cup, it's always good to go and watch the boys showcasing their skills and loving the game. Even just the experience of itself of being at the stadium is wonderful. I was lucky enough to be at the Olympic and watch South Sudan live in Lille, France in 2024. Wonderful. What a match it was. What a game. And it was against the US. And we also played against Costa Rica. That was a joy. Should not deny people this moment by hiking the prices. But for me, that is secondary. The big part is FIFA. Next time, I blame you on this, because next time you should ensure that all your people, actually officials like this, should not be denied visas. What are we going to do in the US? By the way, this is a guy with a lucrative job. He is doing well. He has nothing to go and do in the US apart from showing his skills at the global stage as a referee. All right? I think sometimes we are operating the country, right? Thanks to the people of Somalia for receiving your boy in that grand way. Okay? And I want to thank all those people who came out and condemned this. Millions of people came out and stood with this young man. It should be like this, whether it is him from Somalia or any other person who come from elsewhere in the world. Let us give football an opportunity. Football does not know politics. Football brings all of us together, gives us joy. Okay, if your team lose, you mourn a little bit, you cry inwards, but later on you appreciate that this is just a sport, right? Let the best team win. Let the best team win. It is a sport that brings all of us together, regardless of our religions, our cultures, our skin color, whatever we believe in, doesn't matter. We just come to enjoy a beautiful game, right? And let it be like this. Because for me, I have played the game, right? I played soccer, I still play. And it is something wonderful that human beings have invented to keep us happy, right? To keep us going daily through our busy schedules. Come and watch the game and enjoy it, right? Let this in any way not deter us from enjoying the game. Let us not focus on these small things, right? Let's focus on the bigger picture. Let's enjoy the game. May the best team win in this year 2026.